guest.
The special guest.
We are back, huh?
Nick, welcome back. It's been a minute.
Love to be here. It's been a minute.
You had the last scheduled outing for you. You had a really busy day, right? A couple deals to sell.
We had a couple deals to sell.
A couple deals
make
closing.
happen. Couple problem files going on. So we got to take care of business.
Problem? Those exist?
Those exist.
I heard that they never exist.
Who told you that?
This
TikTok?
Agent, no, TikTok told me that, and then this one agent that never sold a house before, but they've done real estate for 50 years. I've never ran into that problem. Never. Hey, look at our guest. So we got Adam wearing a costume today. It's it's a little spooky, but hey, it is the season. It feels like it's fall out there. We got I don't know if we're even allowed to say this anymore, but we have a little Indian summer popping up here the rest of this week.
Yep.
I don't know if that's considered, some type of not nice thing to say, but we got 80 degrees here.
Yep.
Great time for all the farmers to get their corn and beans up.
Yep. They're doing so right now.
Yeah. So you got a couple listings popping up out in the country here. It seemed like
we got a bunch coming up. We got actually 8 that we are putting up within these next couple weeks.
All right. Tell me a little bit. Like, can you give us a little preview? Where are they at?
Oh, all over, man. We got a couple in Indiana, some in one in Cherbourg going to pop up probably this weekend. We got one all the way out in St. Anne, Illinois. A couple in Beecher. So
Beecher,
DeMott, Indiana. We got one coming up. So
you guys could put some miles on the white truck.
We put some miles on the white truck. Yeah, I think bought that thing with 3,000 miles on it a couple years ago. We're at 130.
All right.
So
keep
moving.
Beecher, though.
Yeah.
I think you've pretty much just laid the claim to that town at this point.
Yeah,
I love it. We've known each other for a while here, and I think one of the coolest things that you told me was I want to take care of my hometown.
Yeah,
and it's not just I want to dominate in the real estate game. You're consistently involved in things like we had the school bag giveaway.
Yes,
you guys have done other community outreach there too.
Yep. But
I can't stress enough the importance of hyper-local presence, hyper-local knowledge of a particular town. And you guys did how many deals you guys do in Beecher this year alone?
Oh, I think our volume this year in Beecher's just in Beecher alone is probably 4 million. Abby, is that correct? Are you fact checking me over there?
I am fact checking.
Okay, I think it's about.
We got the number one fan in studio here.
Number one fan in studio.
All right.
So yeah, no, we do. I grew up in Beecher. That's where I'm from. So yes, we naturally we do a lot of business there. We do a lot of business everywhere. But I mean, that's a place that's small town. But you know that from living in Peatone, where I currently live now. It's done a lot for me. So I like to give back. I like to leave a place. Not that I'm leaving, but leave a place better than where I found it. You know what I mean? And I think if that continues on down the line, this world becomes a better place. And I think more people, communities and towns should live like that, and we'd be better off altogether. So.
I love it. I think Beecher provide, like, from a real estate perspective, right?
Yeah.
You have deals right now there. You have new construction deals.
We do.
You have townhouses.
Yep.
You have rural properties.
We have farms. Yep.
Equestrian properties.
Yep.
You've also done a few commercial properties.
Yep.
But
diverse in our property.
Exactly. You have an opportunity. Like, you could go in town Beecher and buy a house that was built in the 1800s. You could go right on the other side of Route 1 there, and you could buy a house that was built in 2024.
Yep. And you can walk to all of them.
That's like, I think that when you want to, as you're expanding your views, or you want to look for a town that has like the right mix, I think Beecher maybe falls into that pretty well there. I really felt like for a while, new construction maybe stalled out, which it stalled out everywhere. We've talked about this before. New construction homes built between 2011 and 2018, at that time period, was one of the lowest new construction builds across the country. But now, like I said, you got very big, nice, modern homes being built.
Yeah. No,
and there's demand there.
Which is a good thing. Building new construction is a good thing, and it's going there. So, we're happy about that, obviously. So that speaks on the growth and continued growth of what's going on. So,
all All right. Well, let's talk about a couple other things you guys got going on. You have this Bears relationship.
We do have a Bears relationship.
That stock, I think, maybe went up a little bit after Caleb Williams torched the Panthers.
Yeah, a nice game. Panthers are a bad team.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what you're supposed to do to
nothing
a bad
like
team.
Nothing like playing the Beecher Bobcats football team.
Yeah,
the non-existent one.
Yep. Yep.
But hey, tell us about the Bears thing a little bit more. How's that, like, your relationship there? You're working. You're in Lake Forest. I think the last time I talked to you, you were coming home from Lake Forest. So.
Yep. So we have relationships with that. We're in Lake Forest a lot more than I ever was before. That's for sure. So just kind of getting in with that, and with kind of some of the players, the former players, and we can't speak too much on it, what's going on right now, but we do got some big things coming up with that they're going to be announcing, we're going to be announcing, and we're happy to be a part of it. But for us, it's a really cool thing. It's a really big thing. We talk about Beecher, it's a small town. That's where I'm from. And I want to do big things. I want to do cool things. I want to show that, as long as you have a vision, you got goals in life, you take action, you know what I mean? You can be bigger than where you're from, but never forget where you come from, I guess, in a way. So
look at you.
Open doors.
Are you going to be running for
Open
public
doors.
office at some point? Because that was quite the quote there.
We'll see. We'll see. But we're trying to open doors, and that's what we're trying to do. So
all right. Well, again, big things going on there.
Yeah.
I think we were also told we need to tease a potential Black Wednesday event. Come get some pies, maybe.
Stay tuned. Yeah, we are, yes, a little pie giveaway like we did last year. We're not going to share location, and we're not going to share details of the event just quite yet, but it's going to be a cool event. I think the community, is going to love it. It's going to bring a lot of people in there. So we're very excited about that. Next coming weeks, I think we're going to.
Who doesn't like pie? You don't get this. You don't get this physique by not liking pumpkin.
Who doesn't
pie?
like a free pie? And a big one too.
Pie.
I mean, these are big pumpkin pies. You remember? So.
I love it. I've been pumpkin picking twice already this year so far. Yep. I didn't know this. Those stems on those pumpkins, like if you actually go to a pumpkin patch, those things got like thorns on them. It's like a thistle bush.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. It's my hands all tore up last
You
Friday.
learned that the hard way, huh?
Yeah. So like my son's preschool. I'll plug this place. It was a pretty good event. They had an event at Johnson's Farms in Hobart.
Yeah.
Very easy to, I want to say easy to get to, relatively easy to get to, affordable, a lot of room to roam, and way less commercialized than a place like Bankston's.
Yeah.
I hate to trash them. Bankston's is an awesome experience, but
it's a lot going on.
Yeah, exactly. And now that I live over here, getting there is a little more difficult.
Yep.
But yeah, if you're looking for a little kids fun pumpkin patch, they also have like an Apple grenade or Apple rocket launcher.
Yeah.
So you just load up this thing with apples and fire them at cars and targets.
Who doesn't want to do that?
I spent last week's commission check all on the app. I walked up with a whole bunch. He's like, "Oh, you're about to have some fun."
Let's bring the podcast there, huh?
Yeah, maybe we can. But other things we want to talk about in the whole hyper local and local presence, local knowledge thing. You and I had a conversation a couple weeks ago about a consumer that was in your friend circle that thought when he was clicking on a button on a website that, a company that rhymes with pillow, that he was going to be put in contact with you.
Yep.
And then he ends up being in contact with somebody else who, it is what it is. We'll unwind what happens there and why it happens. But the perception was that maybe that other person they were talking to was related to you in your operation, and it really wasn't the case.
Yep.
It was that person knew that you clicked on, or that your buddy clicked on that picture and wanted more information.
Yep. Someone within my sphere, I guess, not a close friend, but someone that I knew and well enough where, they're shopping for homes, they might call me. So they're on Zillow or Pillow, the company. What can we not say? But let's just throw it out there. So they see that I list a property, and instead of trying to, bother me, I guess, in a sense, they just hit a button because they're sitting there on a couch at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. They get hooked up with some random real estate agent that works for this pillow company, but they have no idea who it is. They get a text. They set up a showing. They think they're meeting me. They don't meet me. They think they're meeting someone on my team. long story short, they're just meeting some random agent who has a subscription with Pillow that they pay for. Oh, you got it up there. Yeah. So that they pay for, and they are now, kind of, I don't want to say stuck, but they're with this agent now where they're showing and they're, buying the house through that agent, which is all, that's fine, I guess, in a way. Not really, because you always want to work with someone that that you trust, that actually has your best interest in mind. Because of that, they had some issues on their end of the deal that I could not help them out with, because now I'm working with the sellers exclusively, and I have to look out for their side of the deal, and they have their own agent who's supposed to be working out for theirs. Nothing too big, nothing too bad that happened, nothing we couldn't, taken care of, but maybe some stuff that they wish that they would have known that they did not know that they found out later on.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing was they clicked on that button thinking that it was going to end up on your calendar to give them a call in the morning type situation. And it did not happen.
I think we need to tell people, what happens when you click that button.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that because did you happen to get a call about one of your listings in Beecher this morning, or a notification to call me?
I did not.
That's really funny. Me, yeah. We'll talk through all of this, but I clicked a few buttons and requested that Nick specifically contacts me, but I don't think I got a call from you. I got a text message. I got a couple phone calls and text messages from a phone number I didn't recognize. But let's talk about this. So this is the Pillow website.
Pillow company.
So you type in and you see a property you love, right? Click on the buttons and you go, oh, well, request a tour. Mm-hmm. Tour with a buyer's agent. Okay, let's see all the available times. It seems like it's harmless, right?
Yep.
Until you start to click these buttons. Go ahead.
Before you go, real quick, too, all these available times, Pillow, the company, does not know what times the sellers can show the house. They are not in direct contact with the seller. I am in direct contact with, or whoever the listing agent is in direct contact with the seller. So whatever time Pillow is giving you does not mean that that's actually going to happen. But yes.
All right. So I think they even tell you when you click that request a tour button that, hey, put 3 times in 3 days that work in here, right?
Yep.
But here you go. I thought this was interesting. By pressing request a tour, I had to zoom in to 300% on my browser to take the screenshot. But by pressing request a tour, you agree that Pillow Group and its affiliates and real estate professionals may call or text you about your inquiry, right? And that they might use automated means like pre-recorded or artificial voices.
Wow.
Oh, so
you're
not talking to a local person, but you might be talking to a real person, right?
Yep.
Again, you also agree to our terms of use. Here's the best part. Pillow does not endorse any real estate professionals.
Wow.
So, hey, we're just going to throw you into the system that you're probably going to get some pre-recorded voicemails and maybe some AI voices from because you click that button, right?
Yep.
Again, this was in super fine print. So what can we do? Well, we can find you on their website, right?
Yep.
And then instead of actually clicking just a random button for request a tour or contact agent, not contact the agent or the listing agent or contact this agent, it just kind of goes, the terms that they use on there are very vague on purpose, but I can find you on here and then add you to my Zillow profile and then you get contacts. But if I don't add you specifically to my Zillow profile,
who's going to know that?
You're out, you're fair game. You're out in the field and you're being there's a bounty on you for the cost and trying to get you to buy a house because someone has purchased the opportunity to contact you. And if they purchase the opportunity to contact you, do you think they're probably going to press a little bit more?
They got to make their investment worth it.
Yeah. So they're going to maybe not have all of your best interest aligned, right?
Yep.
So I can't stress enough. If you are working with a real estate agent and you're going to be perusing Pillow, find them on there and tag them into your profile.
Yep.
Is there anything else with this particular company that a consumer maybe needs to be aware of?
I mean, I think you kind of hit it all that I would have. Just don't hit the button. Call someone you know, you trust, that's so. For us, we don't put our money marketing into a company like this that we have to pay a monthly fee in order for them to give us leads. Our money goes into our own marketing where we're doing community events, where we're trying to highlight the community, where we're trying to bring people together while we're trying to do that. I think that's a much more organic, it is a much more organic way. It's not, I think it is, that's a fact. More organic way of doing it, putting yourself out there, putting your name out there. That way, you know what I mean? You're putting yourself on the line in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting yourself out there. Where you have to be that person that people go to with a good reputation. These people that subscribe to this, you know, I don't knock every single one of them, no, but they're not putting their name out there. They're hiding behind a screen. They're getting a random call saying this person wants to see this. They don't even know that person's name yet. They pick up the phone and say, oh yeah, I can show you that property tomorrow. You sign some kind of agreement stating that, because now we have to do that you are working with them as a realtor, and they suck you in, and they have to now make money off the investment they make, because they pay a monthly bill to this company in order to get your number, your information, to call them to show these properties. So
it just ends up in this spiral of
you don't know who
you
don't know who you're getting.
Hey, that's, I think, the craziest part, right? You're just going to, it just one of our real estate professionals, but we don't endorse any of them, but we will sure charge them a lot of money to advertise on their website.
Yeah. You don't know who you're getting, where they're from. You don't know if you're getting someone on their team. I mean, whatever it might be, you know.
So adding the agent button, it helps, but again, not avoiding that contact button is realistically the best play if you're a consumer.
Yep.
So the other thing I did is I went to this other company's website. I think they're called it rhymes with Teal Tour. And I was like,
tealtour.com.
Yeah. And I was like, that's interesting. Nick's got this new listing out here, and I'm going to click on some buttons on it, and I'll try to actually get this. Let's pull it up. Maybe see if I can pull it up on my phone the right way. But I happened to go through, click a bunch of buttons on here.
So you went through the actual process.
Yeah.
Through two companies. I got nothing.
That's what's crazy. I mean, I'll have this patched in later, maybe this video on this. But I went here and I put more about property, right? Or more. I want more info about the property.
Yep.
Hit email agent, and you're telling me. So I did all this at let's see, 7:30, 7:40 this morning. Hey, they got my information, right?
Yep.
And they said,
so they're acknowledging they got it. Yep.
Yeah, they got it, right? But in there it says that the Realtor.com concierge team is going to be reaching out to me. Not Nick. I thought I was contacting you. I literally, in my message.
This is news to me. You didn't tell me you even did this. You're hitting me on the fly. This is good.
Exactly. Yep. And I put in the message, hey, Nick, give me a call about this property. I want to talk about it before we get on this morning.
Oh, so you didn't even use their generic message. You actually put in there.
I legitimately typed my own message in there. And then I got a text message from an out of area code that said, hi, we have received your inquiry for the property at this address. We'd love to talk and schedule a showing. When is the best time to contact you? All I did was I wanted to email Nick with a question.
Yep. I got nothing.
I get shoved over to the concierge team, right? And then the other piece of this puzzle that's interesting, though, right, is there's always this objection to working through getting pre-approved and working through your finances and your budget, right? So I get this email immediately. The next email I get is connect with the lender because getting pre-qualified or pre-approved is really important. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. The other interesting part about it is reading the fine print and seeing that I could be contacted by a company or someone from Mortgage Research Center.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like a pretty interesting company name, huh?
Yeah.
They're just going to do some research for mortgages for me, right? How come Mortgage Research Center has this many trade names? Here's the best one. Their number one trade name, Veterans United.
Wow.
Yeah.
There. we got a reaction from the crowd today.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm getting pulled into a company that, if you go read through the regulatory actions, loves to overcharge customers and not give them the premium pricing that they're obligated by law to give, and paid the state of Minnesota $55,000 for that little compliance violation. But again, this fine print on all of this stuff is crazy. You end up at all these different companies, all these different places. Anyways, so I'm on your listing, right?
Okay. Yep. We're still going through this.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I like it, but I wonder what my payment's going to be.
Well, let's ask the screen, huh?
Yeah, the screen told me. It was advertised right there. The monthly payment, $2,065 a month. And that includes taxes and insurance. And in this case, it gave me the down payment amount. It gave me a potential interest rate. So I'm like, well, if I know what the purchase price is and I can reverse engineer the loan amount and I'm using their interest rate, I should get a payment just like that, right? It's going to include taxes and insurance.
That's what I told you.
It did, right? Well, I plugged all their data in to a mortgage calculator, pulled up the tax bill on Will County's website that's publicly accessible because real estate taxes are publicly accessible.
Yep.
My payment without homeowners insurance is $2,070 a month. Without homeowners insurance.
Very higher.
Their payment was $2,065 with everything.
Yep.
So I'm $5 a month higher before I even factor in homeowners insurance.
Home insurance. Yep.
Which we know, and we've talked about with Adam repeatedly, that homeowners insurance is going up.
It's going up. Yep.
So you're probably not on this house, right? You're probably not going to find homeowners insurance for under $100 a month, $1,200 a year. So now my payment's probably $2,170 in real world. And that's just and they're advertising their only down payment. There's no conversation about closing costs. If you're buying this property in Beecher, you can expect your buyer side title fees to be $3,500.
Mm-hmm.
An attorney's going to cost you $500. So you're at $4,000 just there in regular transactional costs before you deal with setting up escrows, any lender fees. So you're going to be well over that $54,000, and your payment's going to be well over this. And this is why you can't just trust these online places. They just feed you information to get you in. You want to know why? Because you crave that low payment.
Yep. And so they give you the best case possible scenario.
Here's proof. Like, I legitimately pulled up the tax bill on this property.
You did. This is good. This is good work.
And again, we have this conversation. We talk about these payments all the time, right? Yep. This took me. I started this thing at 7:52 in the morning, and I was done by 8:02 with all those numbers. Oh, wow. And again, just showing that they're inaccurate. They're displaying the wrong things.
No way you can get that kind of information within 10 minutes.
Correct.
Yep.
The last thing I want to talk about, as far as like this online and these questionable practices go, in the mortgage world, everyone knows we got to pull your credit, right, to work through the pre-approval process.
Yep.
Oh, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. They're the credit bureaus. They have to be the best places. They have to be so ethical, and they have to care about you and your information so much. They figured out a way to essentially classify themselves as data aggregators. So if you call me, Nick, and say, hey, Tony, you want to buy a mortgage? I go, hey, Nick, I got to pull your credit. We can do a soft pull to start, and that way all of these companies don't sell your data to trigger lead companies, aka vultures. Yep. We'll do that first, but we really if you have conversation and say, hey, Tony, like, I'm not sure about my credit score. Like, I'm probably in an area where I could be 680 or 640, and that could really dictate the different terms of my loan. Throws us into a loop, so we need to do a regular inquiry.
Yep.
Well, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian sell all of that data. They say, basically, Nick applied for mortgage financing with so-and-so company, reach out to him. And companies can buy that data. Mm-hmm. And then you will get bombarded. 30, 40 phone calls.
I've seen it happen.
I can't stress enough. This website, optoutprescreen.com. Again, it looks super basic. It's because all of these credit organizations or these credit bureaus were forced by the Federal Trade Commission to put this website together. Go there, select the 5-year electronic opt-out option. I got it all highlighted right here, and opt out of the pre-screened offers for credit. It will make your home buying journey that much more enjoyable because you're not going to get all these people calling you, misleading you, explaining a million different things. We just showed you how major website 1 doesn't pass along information to the agent that you think you're contacting. Major website 2 has completely inaccurate payment information.
Yep.
I can understand why, as a consumer, you feel like you're deceived or you're misled or you're starting the process with incorrect assumptions or goals or expectations. And that's why I can't stress enough. You need to work with local, reputable people that can answer the questions for you.
Yeah, we're not going to give you the wrong answers. We're going to give you the right answers. They're going to give you the wrong answers to make it look better, make it more enticing, sucker you in, and then hopefully try to make a deal out of you. And that's never going to be the same deal that they're offering you on that screen within a 10-minute window of typing your information in.
I mean, it's like, we're just here. I mean, these places exist. These websites are great. They make things accessible, but they're money-making businesses.
Yes.
Zillow isn't doing this for charity. Realtor.com not doing this for charity.
Yep.
I could, maybe one day we should have, maybe we'll bring in my dad on here, Tony Perri Sr.
That'd be good.
He was one of Realtor.com's original employees, like one of their first employees.
Good one to bring on.
He might be able to divulge some things, beyond the fact that they brought a couple of their top salespeople to a resort in Mexico to help fire them all instead of pay their bonuses when they were scaling. But all of these companies want your data. Your phone tracks everything, and you end up being misled or pulled into or tricked into thinking something that doesn't exist. And buying or selling your house is way too important to rely on a screen or a pre-recorded voice or an AI message to do that.
Yeah. It's only going to make the process that much more difficult.
And that person behind that screen, right? They don't have to face the community.
And that's exactly my point. We put ourselves out there. We put our faces out there. We have something to lose, and that's our reputation at the end of the day. Their reputation is, that deal goes south and that one's bad. Guess what? I'm paying Zillow. They're going to give me another one.
You do a dog shit job on something, and I'm sure someone's probably spray painting one of your signs in Beecher.
Yeah. Yep.
And then that doing something horrible or not doing something great or not performing to the level that people expect of you stops you from putting food on your family's table. You're way more vested in doing it right than just doing it to do it.
Yep.
We can't stress it enough. Anything else, Nick? What else we got here? I know we just kind of went on a little rant there, and
we can go on a rant all day.
We're probably going to get shut down.
I think we're going to start a campaign. Don't hit the button. Do not hit the button. Call a local professional. Are you getting another phone call? Yep.
Hey, look, they're calling me again.
Are we doing a live call right now?
Hey, this is Tony.
This is live.
Oh, Wes, good now? Yeah. Yep. All right.
You don't even know the listing agent's sitting right here.
What questions do we have?
Who's the listing agent?
Can I go see? How's Sunday at 9 a.m.? Yeah. This would be an investment property purchase. I'm not selling my property because I'm just buying this one as a rental. So the buyer's agent, so hold on, the buyer's agent I have to sign an agreement. I don't have a buyer's agent right now. No. Oh, I don't have to if I don't want to, but they can still show me the house or no? Okay, I'm not obligated to sign it, but do I have to sign anything before I actually go see the house though with them, or how does that work? Oh, it depends on the agent. All right. What do you guys have some great agents down there? Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess how would you rate them? As good or bad, right? Are you? That's an impossible thing. I mean, I guess if I got to go through all this hassle, though, I'll probably just figure out a way to maybe call someone locally or I'll call the listing agent and see. Thank you though.
Live, huh?
How crazy! So you
don't-
just told me that you don't have to sign a agency representation agreement or any type of touring agreement to see a house that we've just had an entire lawsuit about.
Yep.
Pretty interesting, huh?
But it depends on the agent.
And they have they have a network of great agents.
That network agreed.
But she also said they got bad agents in there too.
She did.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I hope the company is not.
Yeah, we're probably getting shut down because I didn't even intend for that call to really happen. But that is like, again, that's what goes on.
At least she was honest.
She was very honest. You can't fault her for that.
No.
But here's the interesting part, right?
You see what it is though. They don't they don't weed out the good and the bad agents. They just give you an agent that's next up on their list.
And they also don't listen. You literally just told me, you asked me if I was buying it as a primary residence or investment property.
Yep.
And I told you investment property. And you said, well, are you going to be selling your house too? If I'm buying an investment property, I'm probably not just selling my house.
That would be the common sense. Yeah.
So
you're buying a property to invest that you're not going to live in. Why would you need to sell your
Part
house?
two, are you really local? Like when people call in the Chicagoland area and you say down there, typically means south suburbs, right?
Yep.
Where Beecher would be.
Yep.
And you like stumbled and she was like, down there. You're calling,
yeah.
You just dialed me on you and I both have a Western suburban area code.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what you get. And then you get someone that tells you that it depends on the agent if they're going to comply with all types of new legislation regarding signing touring agreements or buyer agency representation agreements. So that's what you get.
We just had a big lawsuit and a big deal about that. So
it's yeah.
Nothing matters.
Buy local.
Yeah, buy local.
How crazy was that though? We got it in real time. I'm probably
Yep.
going to get in trouble.
That was good.
Anything else?
I think we covered a lot today. Don't hit the button. Call us. Call someone local. Call someone you know. Call someone you trust who actually puts their face out there, their neck on the line for their reputation and has something to lose in every real estate deal that they're a part of.
I love it. Nick, how do people get in touch with you?
630-284-9624. Facebook, Instagram are big for us. Go ahead and follow Realtor Nick Osting. We hit you with a lot of stuff, our listings, our events, cool stuff that we got going on as we try to,
I think, you guys got some cool Chicago Bears behind the scenes little footage there too.
We got some behind the scenes footage of what we're doing. We can't wait to, and I'm glad you brought that up. We can't wait to continue to share that part of it and what's going to happen. It's really big. We believe it's going to be. We got some exciting stuff we're going to show that's going to be coming out in the next few months. So stay tuned on that. But I mean, it's a really cool thing. We're just very happy to be a part of it. We're a big part of it actually as well with them. So yeah, very excited about that, and we can't wait to put that all out there for everybody to see what it's really about.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you hopping on. I think you're on again in a couple of weeks. We got some other fun stuff popping up, but you have 8 listings dropping this week. That tells me
all over
the place.
Indiana, Illinois.
People are still willing to sell and buy their houses. Don't let people fool you. The market is warm. It's way warmer than the air was this morning at 47 degrees.
Yes.
We go on for that on days too, but transactions are happening. Don't let anyone fool you about that.
Yep.
You want to buy, you want to sell, get in touch with Nick.
Yep. 100%.
All right. That's it.
Good.
You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll smell you all later.